What's the deal? What is the deal, everybody? How are we doing? We are back. We are live. Another Asian session in full effect. Zoom gangs coming in fast. Baby Hank in the house. What up, Baby Hank? All right. Double stream? What you mean? I hope me and the fam are good. Yeah, I got one of the fam right here next to me. Want to say hi, fam? Yes. What's up, fam? Hey. Yes, that's Wix 10 right there. So, chat, make sure you're on your best behavior today, all right? Looking better? No, I don't know. I look better, maybe. I don't know if I feel better. All right, let's get into a little breakdown. Oh, only 200 in here. I wanted like 400 before I do a breakdown, because then everybody asks, well, Wix, can you do the breakdown? But yeah, I got this in front of me, though. Coldies. It's not bad. That's the oldest Wix, yes. You got 3 daughters. 3 girls. We don't need your breakdown today. We're waiting for it. True. Yes. Sorry about today, Tino. I heard you missed out on a trade. Went to the bathroom. Is that what happened? I heard stories about the morning. I don't know why, but people get back to me. What you hit at the gym? No, I'm still doing pillow curls. Yeah, appreciate you, Ethiopia. I don't bring your phones with you during stream. It's wild. Time difference between you and Don, same thing. Fam, Wix is worldwide. Yeah, that's what they call me. Worldwide Wix. WWW. Just left 5 minutes to smoke, came back, and gold drove like 50 pips. Yeah. Why would you leave? Can't leave, my friend. You know better. Out of everybody, out of all people, should definitely know better. Fleet Admiral Miggs. Why does that sound like Justice? Is that Justice? Fleet Admiral? Is that Justice McGee? Yes, sir. All right, cool. Wagwan pita. Heard the best thing for you when you're sick is more protein. True. I'm just waiting on Hitter for the signals. Damn, Warrior. I need you to go make some pips so you can buy a new dog. All right. Yeah, well, whatever we have in here. I see 280. Let's just do a little breakdown. So the daily, remember we said yesterday we're going to continue on up. We continued on up on yesterday's daily. Oh, hold on a second, chat. Yeah. All right, so we drove up. We created it. We actually closed above another range here again. So I would expect the bottom wick to drive up today. But the first thing we did off the daily was create this top wick, right? So now that we've created this top wick for the last 3 hours, for the last 2 hours, ideally we should come down here, find a support, and then drive. Right now, though, we are hanging at a support. So let's mark this up. We have a nice level here, right? Let's drop down time frames, 30, 15. Yeah, basically every time frame that looks decent. Then we have a level. Lala, play piano later. Gotta do dishes first. Alright, as soon as you're done, you can play piano. Thank you. Love you. Love you more. She has dishes to do and she went to play the piano. That's like her go-to when she's depressed, she goes to play piano. And who wouldn't be depressed if they had to go do dishes, right? So, some Boston accent came out? No, New York. How long has she been playing? Since she was like 4? I don't know, 5. She's 11. I don't know what she plays. I'll be honest with you. She doesn't really read music. She hears it and then she can repeat it. It's crazy. She'll like hear like a tune in the movie and then she'll sit down at the piano and she'll just repeat it, but she doesn't read notes. Like she needs to hear the song in order to repeat it. She understands. She knows what, like, it's weird. She knows all the notes. She knows all the keys, right? And like you give her a book to read, like notes, a song to play, she won't be able to do it. But like if she hears it, if you play it for her, she'll repeat it. She's not self-taught. No, she had a teacher, but since then, like, it's hard to find somebody really good. Yeah. So that's where she's at. Me, chat, I'm at a point in my life where nothing that I can do will impress my kids. Like, none of my talents will impress them. Their talents, always impressive to me. Anyway, all right, so we got this little range here. Hold on. Oh, let me crack a window. That's delicious. Excuse me, chat.
The smoke got me. I got bronchitis.
Anyway, so this is our range where I think we should stick around for the session. These will be really our targets. This is places we can drive off from or spring to. Now, the key immediately here is the current level that we seem to be respecting. I was looking to see if the previous hourly, as I was hopping on here, can close below here, because if it could, we're gonna head down, and we did not. We flipped bearish. We tapped this rejection area, 2038.5, flipped bearish, but couldn't drive down, respected support. So that tells me that we might still come up, or we're going to need to break the highs in order to come down. Excuse me. So if the previous candle created that top wick, couldn't drive down, now we're coming up, and we held support, right? The established support here. This tells me that we're going to need to break here on the hourly and here, right, on the smaller time frame where we just had it, 30, 15. But if the hourly can close below here, then on the next hourly we're going to look to finish the range down to 29 for 90, 100 pips. And it's doable because it's clean range. So you don't really have much traffic here. You have clean drive up, clean drive down, right, down, clean, up, clean, down, clean, up, clean, down, clean, up, clean. So I think if we get this closure, we're going to mirror this candle over here when we make our descent. So if we get something closing like this, we are looking for this. If this tap happens, and honestly it doesn't have to tap there, ideally we can tap right here, this area. If we can just tap there, that's 2037.4. Well, after a closure, after a bearish closure below 2036, if we can come up, tap there, and then spring off of there, off that resistance to now come down, and you'll notice that kind of thing happen. I've spoken about this many times, right? When you form a support resistance, or you get a closure, right? Or you get a closure at a support resistance, eventually when price comes back to it, it springs off of it. So let me show you where my neighbors are loud. Oh, sorry, people at the door. So let me show you, like right here. See, for example, you have a previous, if none of this now happens, you have a previous resistance established, you came down, and then you had a candle drive here, and that's all you needed, was just that tap, right? And then it drove down. So now you've established another resistance here, right? And all we need is just that tap of that resistance and the spring off of it. And if you look, the market does that all the time. It'll establish a support, it springs right off of it. The initial reaction is a spring off of it. If it's a higher time frame solid support or resistance, you'll tap it. It doesn't mean you won't break it. You can, but typically what you'll see this, right? You'll see the tap of this support. You'll see a pullback, and then the next candle will make a decision. It'll fill that tap, fill that wick created by the tap off that support, and then it'll make a decision whether to reverse or to continue down. In this case, it reversed, right? In some cases, it continues. Oh, hit us here. Signal Central. Said, no way you're still here. But for now, if we can hold this support, right? If we can get this 30 to close bullish here, the 15 has already closed bullish, right? If we can get the wick down to the previous support, and where was the previous support? Probably be right here. If that's our previous support, if we can get a wick down to there and then a flip here, actually wouldn't even mind that on the 15. We can get this current candle right now to come down here, tap, and then flip. we'll take the rebreak of the highs to come up, fill the range. Because we're going to expect 2038 as long as we're above 2036. Once we start breaking below 2036 and closing there, then we're not expecting 2038 anymore. With respect to FEG, don't know what that is. Ever try email trader domain, see if they'll pay? It's a stupid question. You want my signals? Another stupid question. By 2037. But no. Good observation made, Wix. High. It's an observation. It's just something you bump into with experience, right? So like you'll see these things happen with experience, and then if you recognize them, my job really. Sorry, I had to close the door to the outside. But my job is really to show you certain things that happen and tend to repeat itself. It's up to you to find your edge. Obviously, if I have an edge in that situation, I'll try to explain to you what I look for and how the edge came about and how it works. But if I see something that happens all the time, but I haven't found my edge in it, but you know, we apply it still as part of our analysis, yeah, I'm gonna share it with you. Maybe you guys can find a better edge. What you cash this morning? I caught Don's position, then I caught the sells back down during the news. Estimates down. Stupid questions. Maybe it's doing about why is your stream so much more clear than Don's? I don't even know what that means. So much more clear. You the only man in the house? Well, yeah, besides the cat, but he's like a drag queen. Motherfucker. You sleep like 3 hours a day. I sleep like, well now, last night I barely slept like for like 1 hour. Because, you know, everyone is sick. And all the kids jumped into our bed last night. I woke up, so there's my girl and me. I woke up. On the right side of her was Wix 11, Wix 12 was in the middle, and Wix 10 was on the left of me. And I was like, how did this happen? So Maya got up, and this was like 2 in the morning. And I got up, and I went to their bunk bed, you know, and I went to the, you know, to the bunk bed, and I fell asleep in there. And I wake up with Wix 12 right next to me. She went back and fell asleep next to me. Anyway, what people don't understand, if your screen blurry, change the quality of the video in top left. Yeah. I'll in on this one. That's terrible. You in a condo? No. You have a dog? I mean, eventually, once the cat's gone. Try to bring the dog in to get rid of the cat, but my wife was having none of it. She's like, nah. You think you ever be your own broker? Possibly. I'm thinking more along the lines of a hedge fund than a broker. In reality, I don't want you guys to trade. I want you guys to give me money. Well, not you guys specifically, but in reality, the end goal is for me to run a hedge fund, or to be involved with a hedge fund, and just, you know, have people invest not in the hedge fund, but with the hedge fund. Let the hedge fund invest. Already sold, you're in a sell. Okay. That's fine. You could have sold on the previous hourly flip, but like, I probably wouldn't have. What did that give you? 6 pips. 4 hour is going to be an interesting closure here because we can close bearish, but still respecting this area. Actually, I don't even know here. Because if we close bearish, then you're below here, and that's where the range leads to. Yeah, we're going to need to come down here. We're going to need a bearish closure on the hourly below 2036 dot. 36 flat, 2036 flat. How's the rental business this season? You mean Airbnb? It's terrible. Terrible. I tell you what happened. Like I had like a few terrible months with Airbnb, and because of the laws in Florida. And what happened was DeSantis announced he's going to deport all illegals, right? Like they're going to start checking people. And like a lot of people that were renting out my Airbnbs, it's not just by chance, right? A lot of people don't have papers. Like it's people coming from other states, but they're not like, fully legalized citizens yet. And I've had a whole bunch of emails from people telling me they don't want to take the chance of coming down to Florida just to get stopped and like have their papers. And it's not like me advertising the business; it's just up on Airbnb, right? And so I had a bunch of cancellations in the last few months, but it's getting better. It's filling up. Everybody still wants to come down here. Why a hedge fund? Because I can be legal and I can be in the trading game and I can be extremely profitable and we can make a lot of people very rich. And I think it'll give me a lot of pleasure at my old age, knowing that I was able to help a lot of people on my way to old age. There's something to it, right? There's something about leaving a web of success behind you, weaving a web of success, leaving a trail of success behind you, that it's an internal feeling I can't express to you. Like it's what makes me feel good inside, right? Like you ever seen that movie Troy? And when he goes to fight and the kid comes up to him, to Achilles, and he's like, aren't you afraid like to fight that big dude? Like he's like 15 times your size or whatever. And he's like, no. And he's like, I am. And Achilles turns around to him and he goes, well, that's why your name will never be remembered. Right? So don't be afraid to challenge yourself to the deepest extents, because right, you want to leave a legacy that will be remembered and felt. All right, hold on a second, chat. Give me a sec. My kids are here. Sorry, gang. My the youngest one, the smallest demon, just drew all over the TV with a Sharpie, like it's a damn painting. Friggin' Sharpie. I was like, out of all the things, you couldn't grab anything else. You had to draw with a Sharpie on the TV. He said, yeah, I wouldn't want to fight him. And then said, well, that's why no one will remember your name. Belt time. Well, here's the thing. I called her. I was like, why would you do this? And the first thing she did was look away. And then I realized, I got loud for a second. I was like, why would you do this? And she looked away. And I was like, damn, she's going to remember this. She's going to remember me yelling at her right now if I let her have it. And she's going to, like, these things I remember certain things from my childhood that stand out in my head. Because to me, I was like, you know, did I think about it? And I'm like, I'm 2. What do you want me to do? Or like, I'm 5. What do you want me to do? That's what I do. I experiment. And that's what I thought. And I had to stop. And I had to explain for a second, which takes longer than yelling. Yelling, you could just yell and then walk away and slam the door. And the kid's like, I don't know, go back to doing their thing. But like, an explanation takes some time. And then I had to make sure she looks at me and understands. Hope this isn't too personal, but I hope your father's doing well. Yeah, I mean, we're doing what we can. I mean, it's a long story. It's a whole nother conversation. Hold on, chat. Can you check your DMs on Discord? I will. I'll check them. I have so many. And I've looked at some, but I haven't gotten back. But I will. I'll look at them. Okay. Broke down here. Let's see if we can also close. Well, we had a 30 closure, right? So the 30 closed respecting again. I wonder if there's a chance for this to flip bullish. No, see, maybe on the 5 we can have some positions. Thing is, the 5 and 15 levels are way lower, where we can just reject here, come up and close bullish again, or break the highs. Unless we get a really steep closure. Five ads later. Nick's up on the Jazz. Yo, Yeah, there's no positions here, chat. 5 closed at a 5 spot. Knicks are on fire, I know, and hold on, 5 ads later. Did you get ads, or you're talking about somebody advertising on stream? Yeah, Knicks, I don't know. Jalen Brunson, man, is killing it. MVP candidate. You know we got ads. No, you don't. You should not have ads. I double checked everything. You shouldn't be getting ads. And right now, like, this is good that we're driving down. I wouldn't mind even a bigger drive down, right, to close out the hourly. But we're going to need a closure on the 30, the hourly, the 4 hour here at 9 p.m., 23 minutes from now. Because the 15 here has a level, right? We got a level across here. And then if we close below it, we got a level right here. We'll deal with level right here. Right, 30. These are clean candles. So I want the higher time frame closures to take us down. 30 hourly, 4 hour. It's a little choppy just in here on the smaller time frame. But once the higher time frame plays out here, you get these closures, so we're good to go. Okay. No, we don't really trade off the 2 hour, but it's very interesting. Who's there? Come here, Munchkin. Did you eat? Are you going to? No, that'll be right. Alright, go eat. Go eat. Let me finish. Right. I'll see you in a little bit. Well, go eat. They're making. Okay. That's the one that drew on the TV chat. Imagine, like, I had gone on with the yelling. She ain't coming over to me. If I didn't stop myself like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago from yelling at her, I mean, she knows she messed up. Like, she can feel it. Like, she's 4, but she can feel it. I know it. Because she knew she messed up once I called her. But if I yelled at her back then, there's no way she's coming to me right now. How do you identify minor levels? Well, I mark up the higher time frame ranges that we really look the price to get to. But for entries, we really have to zone in and make sure there's, all the time frames are falling in line, and that the 15 is telling us the same story that the 30 and the hourly is. Because if the different time frames are telling different stories, right? You should typically put your trust into the higher time frame, but that doesn't mean that that's the story, right? That's not a given. It's just more likely the higher time frame is the story, but you want to be sure, have all your time frames telling the same story. Yeah, Daniel, that'd be wild. That'd be great. So true, she'd be in her room or something for the rest of the night if you kept yelling. Yeah, I learned that from my oldest one. I raised my oldest one and the younger ones differently, just because a lot of the things that I didn't know as a new father, right? I've learned on her, so she's had it tougher definitely than the other two, because a lot of the things that I've learned as a father were lessons from my oldest one. Alright. So, right, you have a 15 closing here, but on the 15 you have some play, so you don't want to reject off these 15 levels to come back up, right? And then on the 30 you'll end up respecting too, right? The 15 will respect, drive you back up, and now you close above 2036 flat, and all of a sudden now the 30 is respecting too, right? Just because the 15 is breaking, you can't do it off the 30 time frame if you're breaking on the 15. You have to make sure that time frame aligns as well. And the 15, you have a support here that you did not close below at 2035.5. Now, if you were about to close below that support on the 15 and the 30 is still open, still running, the previous 30 hasn't closed yet, right? So you'd probably want to re-break the highs on the next 15 to show that you're tried to come up here and then break down. But the fact that you break the highs on the next 15, that's a 30 candle for flipping bullish. Right? So now you have the 15 to 30 telling you different stories again. So what do you wait for in that case? Then you'll wait for that 15 to actually close bullish here. The 30 at that point will be bullish, and then the next 30 gives you a bottom wick on the first 15 of it. This is your positions, right? So you'll have slowly, as your time frames are all telling different stories, eventually they'll line up. And that's where you're looking to take advantage of the market, as the time frames have now lined up. And a lot of times you'll see Dons talk about, oh, maybe the next 15, next 5, because, right, or we'll have a position 10:15 or 9:45. He tells that by being able to see how many candles you would need to print on the smaller time frame, where in order for it to align with the higher time frame and align with another higher time frame, and you can see how many candles it would take to print that roughly based on where you're at. And that's how we're able to tell, when to expect a move and when to not expect. And people are like, well, how did you know that? It's like, because you're like, his video says, reading candles backwards and realizing what it takes for all of them to line up. Yeah, we're in the last 15 of the 4 hour, about to be here. I don't really care if it drives up, drives down here, but I care for waiting. I care for getting some data from the closure. Gee, you want to You want anything else? What you want? What do you want then? Where's your phone? Stop, you can't do that. That's you can't mock her. Alright, stop spinning. You're making my head spin. Oh no, she's spinning the other way. Come here, I love you. Turn on the TV or something then. Yes, here, turn something on. Alright, well, I can't go take it away for you. I still gotta do this. Is my door closed? How do you put the charts upside down? You gotta grab your monitor from both sides, but cross-hand it, and then you twist it, and then you're normal upside down. It's almost like making a U-turn on a car. Hand over hand. How high are you? Hi, how are you? Ooh, the 15 closed below here. It would take a lot for me to... 15 drove... Yeah, we would need to come up with a steep top look here before flipping. No, if you wanna flip, like if you wanna do this, it's oh, whoops, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Right there. If you wanna do that, it's Alt I. Press Alt I and it'll flip your chart. No Alt I on phone. Oh, I don't know how to do it on the phone. USD is rising on currency strength meter. It should go down. Unless it was rising just for this small drive down, and in the next 5 minutes it'll start going down, and then this will go up. Right? That's why, like, it doesn't tell you about the power of gold. It tells you just the power of the dollar. Take any trades this morning? New York, yes, 2 trades, buys and sells. Yes, Nate, just meet me at Chase Bank. Walking you into my safe deposit box. If dollar is strong, should gold go down? I mean, if there is nothing going on with gold, but since it's not, the dollar should be strong against gold, right? If the dollar is strong, so yes, we understand that if there's not much going on with the metal itself, then it should go down. But you have times where the dollar is strong, gold is stronger, the news volatility is stronger, and gold actually pushes. You post your New York trades at Signal channel? No, but I gave my New York trade during the New York session. Somebody took it, somebody didn't. Some people took it, some people didn't. People get that confused. Yeah, people start looking for correlations instead of just reading the chart. Stop looking for correlations, read the chart. The only correlations you need is between the dollar and gold. That's it. No, the 15 could flip bullish to continue up. No, 30 could flip bullish to continue up because the 30s never closed below. 15 in this case is more or less irrelevant now. We might have had a chance at a position if the 15 here had a strong drive up before breaking the previous candle low, because if it had a strong drive up before breaking the low, once it broke the low, we'd have a strong drive down, but we didn't. Um, Depending on how this closes, if we close below 20.3543, I don't know if I'm expecting a top wick at all. I might be in off the rip. Just I'm looking based on on how the candles have come down. We don't get a steep top wick. We get a closure below and we drive straight down. Or we just drive straight down without a closure. Right? And if candle does give you a closure and a top wick, it's a really minor top wick here. Yeah, let's see how we close, because we might be in off the rip on the 4 hour. Yeah, I'm looking for sells here off the 4 hour close. We want a bottom wick though. We're gonna need a bottom wick. We got 7 minutes here. Give me a second, chat. Hold on. Alright, we got 5 minutes here before this 4 hour closes. Let's relax. Calm down the nerves. Get your heartbeat to an even. Get it to an even beat. But lock it in. Lock it in for this closure. Give me 1 sec. Pay to quitter. Chilly outside too. Make the wick sign green. Okay. Fine.
It's because I'm weird, isn't it?
Too loud. Gotcha. 90 seconds here. We're going to need a bottom wick on this candle because this is also a 4-hour candle, not just the hourly. <sighs> 15 seconds. Can we get a wick? 5, 4, 3, 2. I want to take one off the rip. I would typically take a position here off the rip. We don't have a wick. We do, but like I got to do this to really see it. It's very tiny there. I think this candle might end up closing bullish, either this 15 or a 5 or a 30. Something's got to give us a wick here first. Because we don't get a bottom wick. If a next candle forms one, right, it can drive down. I just don't know if we have enough range and volume to drive down all the way. We might get this. And without any guarantee how steep that bottom wick will be, but probably up to here. I don't know, what is this? 13, 14 pips. I don't know where we're going to reject here. If we had a bottom wick, I'm in off the rip here. I guess that's just the nature of the business. I'm not in a position here. No matter how far it drives down, I'm going to expect it to come back up and flip bullish until it actually closes bearish with a bottom wick. Right? And it might not. It might just continue and it's good on down, but I in good conscience, I just can't do it. Can't do it. You thinking buys? Well, I was thinking wicks. Wicks. I was thinking wicks and sells. That's what I was thinking. But we have no wick, and right now I have no buys or sells then. Like, we've seen enough times where that next candle comes down for a few pips, thinking it's giving it to you, and then it flips and drives up. So we're going to need this bottom wick to be created. In this case, if it makes a top wick then breaks its own low, well, we're going to need to see the candle through first. We're going to need to see it close. Not necessarily the hourly, but maybe the 15, the 30, even if it comes back up. We need to see a closure of a candle with a bottom wick. Unless this candle, like right now, it's made this bottom wick, flips bullish, drives back up, breaks the previous hourly high, and then comes back down. But at that point, I believe we're going to be coming up. Once it breaks its own low, the thing is, it'd be okay if this low wasn't here, right? Like, if this low that it just created with this wick here wasn't at this support, fine. If we were below it, anywhere here, fine. But we just made that low at this support. So wait till it closes below there, leaves a bottom wick, and then we can look for positions. I don't care about this low or this level at all if we close with a bottom wick on this candle, because then I look at the 4 hour and understanding we have range, and the 4 hours came back into the range so strongly, I expect us to just push through. But that no wick is highly questionable. Because it's basically space to go down, yes, because it creates a range. And if we fill a range with volume, with momentum, the way the 4 hour rejected, right, we're probably breaking into the next range. That's why I don't mind taking, but the no wick here is an indication of no range. If there's no range, we're going to struggle getting through here. Next candle should not be a massive candle. If the 15 closes bullish, the next 15 breaks the low, it won't be as valid? No. Then we'll wait for that next 15 closure. And it depends how you close bullish. Do you close bullish above 2036, or do you close bullish respecting 36? Do you close bullish with a top wick or no top wick? Like, all these things will matter. Right? We understand that if a candle closes like this, that it's respecting, right? So then if the next candle starts coming up off the rip, highly likely it flips, and this is what you might see. You might see the next candle come up and then do this. Fill the range up, but then flip. But if this, right, if this area, whoops, sorry, is not respected and the bullish closure is above, and the candle starts driving up, we can't look for a flip because it closed above, right? You have to look for that bottom wick. And then a drive up. But let's not guess. I mean, we're prepared for everything that can happen here, but let's actually wait for these things to happen. I was watching the graphs and assumed you'd be in sells by now. Guess my judgment has gotten dull. I don't know. 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 Yeah, I still believe there's a high chance this candle at some point will flip bullish. What'd you catch in New York? Total of 35, 20 and 15. Oh, the daily would tell you it's bullish, right? But the first thing the daily did was come up and reject off a strong resistance. And now it's driving down. Yeah, about 6 pips here. If we took it off the rip there. So 6 spread, maybe like 5. I made back all those losses I made from last week. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people did. It's not as bad. Like the concentrating on the losses is bad. The knowing if you know, right, that like it's gonna end up, you're gonna make it back. Like it's inevitable. It's gonna be made back, right? Just don't concentrate on whatever the loss was. Short memory, on to the next session. Yeah, wait for this candle to pull back a little, leave you a bottom wick. I don't know why, but when I trade on my own, I'm always going half risk. So just make that half risk your standard position. That's it. Now that's your position. That's your full risk. Close half of that half. It's gonna do wonders for you. If that's where your comfort level is. Teach yourself to be less impulsive, less emotional. First, create the habits, and the results will follow. Uh-oh. The demons are here. Hey. Just lock the door. Yeah, don't even try to build it up. Try to win your next trade. That's it. That's the goal. So even if it's small, you still can count it as no bottom wick. Well, right? Let's go back to where is it? Look at it. Like, that's pretty much no wick there. Like I said, if I gotta do this to see something, like, how big is that? That wick is 1 pip. It's not a wick. Yeah, worry about what you got in front of you. That's it. Don't focus on what's coming and what happened already. It's crazy. Pretty much filled the 15 range here. Gotta wait. Let's see. We need to break the previous 15 high. That would flip the 30 bullish, and at that point we can reflip bearish, then I'll take a trade. Until then, we are waiting. It's not a bad closure either. Okay, this is good. Close a little bit below this level. Perfect. Right, this would flip the hourly bullish. Remember we said previous candle, no bottom wick. So at some point, we don't know how far, 5 pips, 10 pips, 40 pips, and we don't know at some point this candle will have to flip bullish. And that's what it's doing. Now once that happens, we can start looking for positions. If it does end up re-breaking its own low then and flipping bearish. I think we also have to flip the tape, right? Oh no, almost. Fuck it, we flip it now. Beat everybody to it. Alright. No waiting. That's right. Beat everybody to it. Six. What about the low? Yeah, I don't have any positions here. I would have needed to break the high on this hourly. I need it to flip bullish and then come down. Because at any point it can flip bullish, right? And start rebreaking its own high. But if it does that now and then comes down, highly unlikely that it'll do it again. We're playing the probability game. And probability tells us if it comes up here after creating this bottom wick, the next time it breaks that, it's going to drive down to fill the range. The issue is it's never come up and rebroke the hourly high. And I mean, if you guys need to like shout out signals and stuff, just take your own signal, right? Gatekeep it. $30 seconds here for this 5. Hold on, gang. Kids are arguing. Call me daddy de-escalation. Chat, if I can give you a piece of advice in life during hectic situations, especially with other people, always de-escalate instead of escalate. Right? Always try to de-escalate the situation. What time is it over there? It is in the top left corner of your screen. De-escalate, right? You'll feel healthier after it, right? And you might even, save a bridge instead of burning one. You look exhausted. I am exhausted. Very exhausted. I'm tired. Did it break the highs? No, still never broke the highs. And that's what we're looking for. if it doesn't break the highs here right now and flip, we are still going to look for a break of the previous 30. Once this 30 closes here, we're going to look to break the previous 30 highs. If we can do that, the hourly flips bullish. If the hourly flips bullish and doesn't drive up and then reflips bearish, we will take sells on the 30-minute flip. Not the hourly reflip, but the 30-minute flip, which will be a little bit lower. Our advantage point is roughly here, about 10-11 pips. So de-escalation won't work every time? No, it's not supposed to work every time. It's your job to attempt it every time. Nothing works all the time, right? We're still going to attempt to trade here, even though we're not going to win 100% of the time. Life's like that, right? Just because you know the result won't be successful doesn't change. Does that change you as a person? Do you now, do you now have to be a different person because it's not going to give you the result? You're still going to have principles and be that same man, woman. Like, if you knew the results here wouldn't be what you expect, right? If you knew it ahead of time before going through all this hard time, would you still put in as much work and work just as hard into getting to this point? Or would you switch up? Does everything you say still hold meaning, hold weight? Or does it now go out the window because now you know that you're not going to get far where you're going? Enough of the shit talk. Oh, we're waiting on this 30. That 4 hour off the rip, you'd still be somewhere at like 8-7 pips. 8 or 7 pips. But never reflip bullish here, huh? Almost did. The 15 now flip bearish. Yeah, it could come down. I won't have any positions here until the 30 closes at the very least. Ooh. Break of lows. Hope this one going up. No, I'd rather, the way we're printing right now, I'd rather take sells, but I'd rather take confirmed sells according to my plan. There's plenty of times it comes down and I'm not in it, or it goes up, I'm not in it, but that's the reason the win rate is high, because we don't take everything. We take what we need. Called sales 10 minutes ago. There's some good sales. I don't know. What do you want? A pat on the back? Good job. Great job, brother. Yeah, weren't in. Why? I explained it many times, as we weren't entering, or I wasn't entering. Stephen A. Smith him next time. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd love to have a win here, right? But I think it's more important for me not to be in a position here than to be in a position here, because majority of the time it'll come back to bite me. So I'm just sticking to my principles, right? The practicing winning habits and taking a trade according to my plan, not according to an impulse that the market is now driving down and we need to get in, right? Like, who's feeling FOMO here, right? I would, like, if I was new. I remember back in the day, if I see it driving here, I'm like, fuck, how am I not in this? And it's like, right now I can give you a bunch of reasons how I'm not in this, why I'm not in this, and why I probably wouldn't be in this, ever. He called it but didn't take. Well, no, we called the general movement of what it needs to do, but if there's no range there, the probability of it doesn't, right? If this leaves a wick, probability of us coming down is like 90%. With that wick not there, the chance of a rejection is like 50%. So your trade goes down to like 50-50. So I'd rather, or like 60-40, right? Because you're still bearish, 4-hour close bearish, so it still should come down, yeah. But with no bottom wick, no top wick, right? The hourly never flipped. What a good month. I agree with that. It's still a good month. Probability BS. I mean, all right. Sure. Another scary night before the stream. Oh, my bad yesterday, fellas. Yeah, YouTube crashed because of the Zoom, because I moved but we stayed on for like another half hour just to bullshit on Zoom yesterday. But it crashed. My Zoom crashed my YouTube because I stretched it across multiple screens, and the software couldn't recognize which screen to record or to share, and it crashed. Got that 30 closure here. Not really a bottom wick. But we closed right at a support. So once you close at this support, you see it running across here. Let's actually bring this one here. Right? You see that running across, right? So if we can get a 5 closure a little bit below it, 5, 15, 30. Then I think we could see something like this and just drive straight through. Let's get that closure below. See, we closed below, we finished the range down. This one was out of market time, but let me see how far that drove. Yeah, this drove for 12 pips too. We're gonna need some smaller time frame closures below here. But if the hourly flips here, we can't take a flip unless this hourly right now unless we break the previous 30 low. So right now the candle that's pushing up, it has to break the previous 30 low and then start coming up. And if it can do that and the hourly flips bullish, we can take the hourly off the flip, off the break of the high of the current hourly. But if it doesn't do that, if this 30 doesn't re-break the low it just made at the support and we're coming up, then we're looking for a bullish closure above 34.6 for a fake out, and then another bottom wick and a drive up. So maybe a late trade, maybe in the next 45 minutes. I think 10, if we do end up closing bullish, this might look something like a 10-10, 10-15 trade. Yeah, sorry, hitter. I don't take anybody's trades. I don't know, this green behind me is making me feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone. America. America, baby. Is the Wix LED sorted now? Yeah. You see the American flag in there? And be discreet. Your typing's not. Don't gatekeep the knowledge. First week of trading, grew my account from 90 to 1500. Damn. Hit a junior one steed. He mad cap USD. That's what you're trading. Fresh cut. No, about a week. Been about a week. Clarify if we're going. So if we were going to take a buy, we need to break last hourly and sell if we break support. If we're going to take a buy, we're going to need this hourly to close bullish. Because if it closes bullish, we close bullish respecting the support. And then if we get a bottom wick off the next hourly first, I'm going to expect us to fill the range up off that support. But if the hourly doesn't flip and close bullish here and closes like this, we still have some range to fill down, and we're going to look for a top wick on the next hourly. Meet someone and go to bar. I used to go every Saturday. That used to be my like my time. Saturdays at like 6 a.m. And it'd always be me and like the same 4 people in there at 6 a.m. I would always like bullshit for like 5 hours. Self buzz cut once every 3 to 4 months. Well, it depends how much hair you got. Those be the vibe. Yeah, that's like my time with the boys, yo. That's where we do the locker room talk. The barbershop. But you never want to be the first one of the day in general. I always tell my barbers, yo, schedule someone before me so you could get into the groove, right? Into the flow of things and like, you know, make your initial mistakes on the day on the first guy. And then on me, you just be a little neater. The warm-up cut, yeah, I tell, and then, you know, barbers typically groggy Saturday, Friday night, late night at the barber shop. The last head stay, they drink, right? So Saturday morning, telling my barber, look, man, just go practice for 5 minutes. Yeah, my barber's Jamaican, but he don't smoke. Javi the barber. He said facts. He an imposter? No. He real fucking Jamaican. I've had the same barber not since I was a kid, but since I moved to Miami. So for the last 14 years, I've had the same barber. I'm Jamaican, bro. Not everyone smoke. Stop lying. Nah. That ain't true. Everybody smokes. In Jamaica, I was like, I know, I'm just joking. He's mad funny too. He's like, because I come in there and the first thing I do is I smoke a fat joint as I'm driving to the barber, right? In the morning, I always come in there just smelling like a dispensary. And last time I went in there, I didn't smoke, but I walked in and the whole fucking barbershop reeked like weed. And he looked at me and he was like, come on, man. And I'm like, bro, I'm a white guy. You the Jamaican. And he's like, he told me, he's like, look, that's exactly what he said. Like, not all black guys with dreads smoke. But if you're a white guy with dreads, there's almost no chance that you don't fucking smoke. He's like, you do realize whenever it smells like weed, people gonna look at you. I was like, yep, I know it. He's like, so that's why when you come in here and it smell like weed and there's a white guy with dreads, it's you. You guilty? I almost felt like, I almost wish I was guilty that last time because it really wasn't me. They looked at me like I was fucking... They looked at me like I was Shaggy. Like, yeah, whatever, man. Shasha Main. Volume song? No, that's not it. Who says locks? Well, actually, my loctician. She says locks. She don't say dreads. She say, how your locks doing? It's a woman thing, I think. Women say locks. Dudes say dreads. That's what the fuck they're called, Jacob. What you laughing at? Dreadhead? No. Nazi dread. Can you analyze the hourly? You can. We need. It's closing bearish. It's closing bearish after tapping a support. It's going to fill the wick to that support, and then we'll see what happens. So this initial rejection here, that doesn't mean we're going to. Remember I said we're going to. When this happens, it's just a tap, a rejection off a support, right? It's tapped it and it showed a bounce. It showed some play here. That means it's a valid rejection, but it's a smaller time frame support. And if the hourly closes here like this, there's a chance we can come up, make a top wick. The thing is, we still need to break this hourly high, the previous hourly high, once it closes in 15 minutes. 15 close bullish. So this was a good area we drew here, right? This is solid support. I need that straight jacket. Hey Sanka, you dead, man? Kiss the egg. Kiss my egg. That's a good movie. We said that, right? The 4 hour off the rip here has about 15 pips, but I don't know where it's going to reverse. It actually filled the whole 15. 60. Yeah, that movie on VHS. You know what I had on VHS? RoboCop and Terminator. Major Pain. I remember that movie. Ooh. You remember that movie? 12 Monkeys? That new RoboCop ass. The new RoboCop is like a decade old. The series was sick. Oh, the 12 Monkeys. Yeah, I actually watched it for like 2 years or 2 seasons, 3 seasons. But then it just the same thing over and over would happen. You play any games? Yes. Monopoly IRL. That's about it. I remember the movie about the duck and the girl. Yeah, that's an old school movie too. Fucking weird ass duck. What the fuck was that all about? Howard the Duck. I don't know. It's just something about old movies though, like the 80s and 90s. It's just they hit different. Oh, we had we. They weren't woke. True. I don't know about 16 Candles. No, it was. I've seen it like 1,000 times, but that's only because it was like reruns on TBS. Shit. You're in Williamsburg? Good shit. Must be cold as fuck right now. Breakfast Club. You know what I like? What I really like when I was a kid? Like, if we're gonna talk childhood movies, I loved Jackie Chan movies. Like, all the shit he did in the 80s and 90s was gangsta. My favorite movie growing up was, I'll tell you right now. Forgot the name of it. Oh, it used to be called Armor of God. Did you ever see that with Jackie Chan? Armor of God. Like that, I swear that's like my favorite movie when I was a kid. I used to think I was Jackie Chan. I used to just copy him thinking I was Jackie Chan. Armor of God. There were two movies that I used to be obsessed with. Wait, let me remember what they are. And oh, Armor of God, yeah, and Drunken Master. Great fucking movies. Drunken Master. Like I had that on VHS, like in my house. Like I wouldn't let people borrow that. Rumble in the Bronx, like that was already a different style of movie. And he was like a really funny actor too in those old school movies. Him and the black dude, Chris Tucker, you talking about? Field goal going to tank? Yeah, let it tank. Bloodsport was good, but that's like, man, damn. Dude would knock out guys and take a shot. Yeah, that was the funniest thing. If he would take a shot, he was drinking wine. Remember that? He would just get drunk just to fight, to get better at fighting. Yeah, back in the 1900s. Tom would look like Bolo if he worked out. No, he wouldn't. That boy's bulky. Yeah, he was getting jumped with losing, took a few shots and whooped everybody ass. True, I remember that. Yo, why are you guys typing your ass off? Let me just. I'm not gonna. Cause every time I extend this, I know what's gonna happen right now. I gotta be mad careful with this, because when I extend this kills the stream. There they are. Damn, baby. That's baby Hank. Leave him alone. We trying to get him some diapers and some formula. Trying to make enough money for some formula.
What's going on, everybody?
What's the deal? Anybody in the Zoom took those shorts off the 4-hour?
I took shorts way earlier, like at 7.
Before the 4. Oh.
Yeah. At 20, 37, 22.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Top wick.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Yeah.
Was it
I looked at it, but I
exactly?
was gonna enter before the stream.
At 2036.4. Might close at 18 pips.
Good shit. So we got 2 minutes for this to close. And if we close like we are right now, I'm gonna call it a stream. Well, it depends. Hold on, let's see if it respects or not. Because I think if we close below 2033.68, right, then the 30 is respecting the overall here. Right? And if the 30 respects that, I know this is a strong support, but this candle drove through here, created range. So this whole range is really on the higher time frame down to here. Let's see if we could start here off a steep top wick first. Well, let's see if we can close below here first. Right? If we can close below 20.33.6. I am 38. But age is just a state of mind, right? Unless you have arthritis. Age is just a state of mind, and if you don't mind, it don't matter. There's that closure. We closed above. Huh. And we closed respecting. If we can break the lows here, before making a top wick, maybe we can get some buys. Okay, so I'm gonna be here for this first 15 most likely. And if we can come down here and break this low and then flip where the candle eventually looks like this, right? Get that bottom wick to here. Ideally, maybe this support. And then flip. Then I can take some buys. At the very least to here, right? That's our advantage point. And roughly 10 pips of range, 9 pips of range before we have to go break even. And if that's the case, that's what we'll do. But right now, that's not what's happening. And I can't take the sell we just spoke about because we closed above, right? I said if we close below 2033.6 here, but we just closed right above it on the 15. And I know the 1 hour leaves a wick here, but I believe this wick will get filled and will get rejected. So we'll see. Be here for another 10-15. Yeah, look at baby Hank. H matters none.
This might just drive.
Yeah, but we're looking at a 15 here. Kind of becomes irrelevant if it doesn't break highs or lows because it's kind of trickling up, trickling down.
You wouldn't consider this a celery though? On the 15? It broke that low. I mean, that could be
Coming
liquidity
down?
there within itself.
Coming
No,
down,
up.
going up a celery.
Yeah.
No, I think if this,
You could.
it would have been a celery if this candle here closed like this. That's your celery play when the previous, when you close bullish at a support with the candle breaking the previous bearish one that came down. So you would have needed to break if this happens, we're looking for a small wick. We don't need a big wick. We're looking for a small wick, and up we go. But it didn't happen here. That candle never
You're
broke
saying
that high.
the fourth to last candle.
Right here.
That's what you-
None of this is celery until you get to a support. You got to a support.
Right.
A bullish closure at a support. This becomes a
Right.
celery.
Right. We had a bullish closure.
But that's celery. For it to really be a celery play, that bullish closure would have to break the high of the previous bearish
Oh, I
candle.
see
We
what
would
you're
have had to
saying.
break
Okay,
this
okay,
high
okay.
for this to be valid. Right. If
I
you get a
understand.
bullish candle closing like this, yeah, that's a valid celery play, and then you're expecting to come up. But didn't break that high, and what happens now? You are still maintaining structure, right? Look at the 30, you're creating lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high.
Right.
And now if this candle closes like this, then on a smaller time frame, you're kind of getting a break of structure, right? You're getting a lower, you had a lower low here, and then you had a higher low, right? This low was higher than this one, so you have a higher low, higher high now on the smaller time frame, and the next candle will probably break this high, and the low of it probably respect this low, right? That's your smaller time frame structure. But on the higher time frame, you have bearish structure, right? You're creating lower highs, lower lows. There's nothing telling us we're coming up unless that 15 closed way bullish above here, and then that's your first indication. And then the 30 would do that, and then the hourly, and then they'll fall in line as every time frame will slowly start breaking the previous time frame.
You think it could reject off here?
The way we close right now, you mean to come back up? Not if we
Yeah.
without
the-
grabbing orders. The market, like, look at
Alright,
the
I
higher
was about
time
to
frames.
say,
Look at
yeah.
this hourly. Like, we're not just gonna start driving up. No, we're gonna have to come down
No,
here
no,
and
I
grab
didn't
more
think
orders.
so. Yeah, yeah.
But the
I at
key,
least want to break New York lows.
the thing is, we don't know the way we close. We don't have the probability of it going down now. Goes down, right? The goal here is to be in the drive, not in the trickle up or down that eventually at some point we know will drive. No, the goal is to predict, you know, with the high degree of probability, the candle that drives and get in it. Get into the driving
no,
candle, not into the
100%.
ranging candle.
Yeah,
so-
yeah, we're consolidating here, 100%.
yeah, I think the drive, we had to get in here off the 4-hour close, right? That would have gave us 15, 16 pips, 17 pips here with spread like 15. And
Yeah, I was in
we would have
off
been break
the
even. That was
1 hour.
that was the only drive here, but we just can't get in with no wick there. Wait, the 4-hour was right. Yeah, the 4-hour.
I do be noticing all the time on gold though, it loves to close with no top wick or no bottom wick off the drive, and then the other candle just open up,
and continue
kill the range
drive.
kill the range all the way down, and then come back up.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, but it happens just as much as not filling the range and flipping back up. It
Right.
happens a lot because it's like 50-50, so it happens a lot one way and the other way.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you notice something, then you got to make sure then you try it and actually test it, right? And not just back test it, but sample size it, because that's how you're going to know if it truly does that. Because in your head, you're only looking for the opportunity, so you're only noticing the times that it does happen. You're not noticing the times that it doesn't happen because that's not what you're looking for. You understand?
Right. Yeah.
But if you start looking for the times that it doesn't happen, you'll be like, oh shit, didn't happen here, didn't happen here. And typically, you're going to have to sample size, see on your positions, how many times did it happen versus how many times it didn't, and you'll get your percentages, right? You'll get your data, and data is what helps you, build your strategy, get your edge.
What do you run simulation on?
I don't simulate.
What platform? Oh, you don't ever?
No. I actually have offers from a bunch of different simulators to do like a weekend simulation and back test. And,
Yeah.
and I can do it, like, right? It's an extra few $1,000s for like an hour of something. Like they want me to, show their product and do the simulation in front of you guys.
On how the simulation actually, like if the simulation doesn't
To be
show-
honest with you, I've tried a couple of them. They sucked.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what I'm saying. If it
one
doesn't
was
actually
decent,
show
and
the
then I thought to
minute by
myself, I
minute
was,
candles.
yeah, and one was just getting stuck. Like every time I take a position, it would freeze. It was just weird. So I thought about
Yeah.
it, and I'm like, yo, if I don't recommend this shit, why am I gonna do this shit? I recommend people testing themselves out in live markets with minimum
Yeah.
risk. Then I'm going against what I say. Like, there's nothing wrong with practicing. It's just I don't. That's not how I practice. I practice in the live markets,
Yeah,
and
I usually
simulations
back
don't create
test.
those conditions. Yeah, go ahead,
Nah,
sorry.
100%. I only back test usually when I'm trying to figure out something, trying to prove something to myself, you know. Most of the time I'm just trading in the markets. I mean, I don't really have a strategy. Like everyone always says have a plan, have a strategy, right? But
Well, you know where you're
I
gonna get in, where you're gonna get out, and you know why. That's your right.
100%. I
That's
have
your
a plan
plan.
like that. Yeah, okay.
That's
I
your
always thought
strategy.
like people be having like plans and strategies like, all right, I'm 20 pip stop loss and like if this opens like you know how
I
with the
mean, your
wick.
strategy, like knowing what to trade. Like, I'm gonna trade this pair only at this time, and I'm only, I'm only gonna look for like that's not a strategy. I'm only gonna look for a candle like this, right? Or I'm only gonna look for a pullback. Like that's not a strategy.
Okay.
The strategy is like once I'm in a position, this is where I'll close this much. This is where I'll close up that much. Why? Because this candle will do this or this candle will do that, because the higher time frames, the lower time frames won't coincide, right? Like all of these things thought through. And what are you going to do once it rejects? What are you going to do when it closes with no wick? What are you going to do when it breaks its own high or low? Like there's a
Yeah.
set of directives and predetermined actions that you could pretty much, that you should execute like a computer. Like if you were going to put this into a computer as a code, you need to execute it like that. And that's your plan, right? The actions, the executions of what you're going to do, whether it's take a position, whether it's close a position, take some risk off, add risk, manage a position, right? Like all of that should be part of your plan about what you're going to trade and when you're going to trade it and how many lots you're going to like, right? And like
Yeah,
that's
no,
all
I agree with all that.
irrelevant. That's not a plan.
Dropping gems.
Pick that
Yeah,
shit back
I
up,
feel
yo.
like because like that's honestly like the way a strategy should be told because I feel like it's told the opposite way every time. Like it's always like someone trying to teach you a pattern they see. Oh, if you take this as an 80% win percentage.
Oh yeah, this pattern, that's not a strategy. All right,
You
you
know,
take it and then what?
but
And
you
then it
know what
goes
I'm saying?
against
That's
you.
what
How are
they
you
market
managing
it
it?
as. No, 100%, but I'm saying that's what they market as.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Someone
right.
in the chat, someone in the chat just said, "I see a triple top and a triple bottom at the same time." Just
Yeah,
looking at patterns, it's not gonna work.
it won't never work,
Yeah,
bro.
where's the edge that in your triple top? All right, so now come up with a
Maybe in
plan.
my
Where's your
first
entry?
year when I lost all my money in trading, I was trading patterns.
Yeah. Don't just look for an entry and oh, it wins here. Like, give me an explanation, right? Or give yourself an explanation. Like I said before, take your trade to court. Litigate it straight up. Try to, excuse me, pretend you're a judge, right? Take your trade to court. If you were a prosecutor, would you be able to convince the judge yourself that the trade is valid?
What
All
happens
right.
if I'm a good lawyer? I can convince him both ways. Because that's what I be doing with my mind. I can always convince myself whether it can
I
go
mean,
up
well,
or
if you
down.
if you have reasons for both directions, then you stay out. Where
Bro,
it's
I,
where it's
then
not.
I'll never take a trade.
No, but it's got to be beyond reasonable doubt, right? Like that's how courts work.
Yeah, I more use a probability in my head. Like it's more of a percentage to go one way than the other way. Because like I said, I swear I'll find every reason for it to go up and for it to go down. If you look hard enough, there's always gonna be a reason.
But that, like, no, then you have to see which reason makes more sense, time frame wise, right? What's a stronger point, right, that you would make?
That's why I
And
say
maybe,
it's more of a
but a lot of times,
probability in my head.
I'll say if you have reasons for both directions, you might not be
Yeah.
wrong. You just need to figure out which direction, which order it will go in, right?
Well,
What's
yeah,
it gonna do
that's
first,
okay,
and then
but
act
that's
on it.
also why in the like when I first started watching Don and he introduced me to widening my stop loss. I think that's why that works so well because price doesn't move or rarely moves just in one direction, right? Like it's always gonna come back and forth. So having those big stop losses and having it room to breathe, you're most likely going to get a retest to happen.
All
If it
right,
just
so
drives
yeah,
in
you
one
could find,
direction.
you could definitely find an edge in that. But like I said, you know, though these thoughts, like if that's what you're going through, you got to try to get out of your own way, because that's those are the things that make you get impulsive during the trade, right? Because then you'll be like, oh, I knew it was the other direction, and you close out, and
Oh
meanwhile
yeah,
it's still
yeah,
going.
yeah.
Like you get out of your own way and go with the higher probability. But like, yeah, it happens. I see buys and sells at certain points, but when I see buys and sells, I stay out until I see everything in one direction.
Well, I wait for a closure to violate structure, and if it doesn't form a fake out, that's when usually I'll start managing.
Well, you got a plan then.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that trips me up, maybe you could help me out with this, um, is like, all right, so it might not be a fake out on the lower time frames, but on the higher time frames it is, right? And the only way of figuring that out is time, you know? So it's like, how would you then judge of getting an early entry if you don't know if the higher time frame is going to be a fake out? That makes
Wait.
sense.
Wait for it to fake out.
I know.
And hey, you have the risk of missing it because it
Yeah.
might drive, but then wait for the fake out, and the times the fake out happens, that's your edge. And then wait for the fake out not to happen and see how it didn't happen. So go out, zoom out from, go do top-down analysis, 4 hour to 1 hour to 30, and see what happened, which candles held the support where typically it would come back in range, or held the resistance where instead of going back in range. And see if you can use that as an indication for future. Now you see, all right, now you can't have a candle close like this on a smaller time frame, respecting a support. So maybe we're not coming back in range because you're expecting the higher time frame to do so, but the smaller time frame held it. So now you can start expecting what the next candle will print based on the fact that the smaller time frame is respecting the technicals of the trade, respecting support and resistance. But like I understand the confusion. It's like it's not easy. It's not a lot of it, like I can't teach it to you. I can explain to you, but you'd have to apply it on your own. You'd have to figure out where the application of it is valid. These are all good questions, or good emotions to go through, because not good emotions to go through, but typical, right? This is what we all experience at some point. Yeah, we can completely disagree on everything on the charts and still come out winners, both of us, right? We can be in complete disagreement and both take a W or both take a L, like that. Like everything here is perspective.
100%.
Yep.
There is for like, I think 2 weeks, almost every trade, because I always hop on like beginning as soon as 6 o'clock, as soon as it opens, and I usually find trades then. And you'd be hopping on, and every time we'd be in different trades. Like I'd be in a buy, you in a sell, and I'm like, God damn! Every time I hear you, like, you know what, Chad? I think I'm gonna get to the sell here. I'm like, no.
But that doesn't mean that you're wrong or I'm right, right?
No, I was winning all the trades. That's why it just be funny though, because I'm like, damn, every time.
Just
Like,
perspective, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I know, chat. Well, it's ranging at this point. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here, chalk it, get some rest for double streams. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, we have a double stream tomorrow, 2 p.m. stream. I'm gonna be on that too. So we got some news in the morning. We got NFP, and we have FOMC. Yeah, Chicago PMI. Tomorrow's a lot of catalysts for the market to drive. Should be a great day. I don't know if tomorrow's going to be an aggro day, but it could be. But the day after tomorrow should definitely be an aggro day. Typically, the days after the streams, after the news, the big news, you get massive pushes with market just driving. A lot of times you'll see the news day, like you'll get a news push and it'll establish direction, and then the next day or the day after, if there's not many catalysts, you'll see it continue to drive. So yeah, 48-hour stream. No. It's just gonna be 2 streams tomorrow that Don's gonna do most likely. As for you guys, for us, what I'm looking for, I mean, if you're gonna be here trading another hour or two, what you're looking for is this area, right? So you see that. As long as this current candle right now, this 30, closes above it, bearish or bullish, closes above it, if the next candle, first thing it does is come down and tap this area, and it flips, you can probably look for that flip up. This will be your double bottom or whatever you're looking for, right? And that's your wick, right? Remember I said we have a support, and a lot of times we'll come down and tap that support and just reject. So you have a support here, next candle can come down, create that bottom wick and bounce off of it, and if it flips, it's most likely going to continue to drive up. As long as you maintain price above here. As for me, I think this is going to take another 30 to 40 minutes to develop, maybe 25, but I'm going to call it a stream here. If it shows up, you guys can, kind of sort of practice for that. I also think that there's a chance it doesn't drive. It shows the drive and then just stays in range until London, pre-London, and then drives like it's been doing the last few sessions. We've hit a range, right? We'd range for like 3-4 hours, and then 2-3 in the morning Eastern, it starts driving, sometimes 5 a.m. All right, chat, I'll see you guys tomorrow on downstream, and then we're gonna run the same thing over again, right? We'll be back for Asian tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube. I guess so far our only trade of the week was for the Sunday Unfiltered, right? The private gang got the only win of the week so far, the only trade of the week so far here for Asian. All right, chat, that's my time. Mods, thank you so much for coming through and helping me run the stream. Chat, love and wisdom to you all. I appreciate all of yous. Zoom, thank you for coming through. Eddie, Ziggy, Tino, Tom, Bougie, as always. Baby Hank, hope you're doing all right. Get the diapers changed and go to bed. It's bedtime, baby. All right, chat, that's my time. Have a good night. And just like that, another Asian session is in the books. Good night, everybody.
Hey.
Later.